The idea for it, I think, started because me, Nikki, and Austin had already been playing music together. We'd had this like easy core band in high school, and you know, that was an endeavor on its own. We kept writing music because we just liked doing it, and then we started writing heavier and heavier stuff.
I've been into music since I can remember. I think one of the first hobbies I had as a kid was, you know, playing and learning different instruments. And then somewhere in the beginning of high school, me and Kevin met, and we just started jamming from then, and that slowly became Heirloom.
I think it was a matter of like what was available and what was needed, because I always knew guitarists and they always needed a bassist, and it was something I could practice without having to be amped up and loud, so I could do it in my room and be kind of like quiet enough where I'm like, okay, no one has to hear me. Separately, Kevin and Nikki met and they started playing. Kevin knew me through school, and then they needed a bassist, so they called me on. So somewhere in the mix of that, for like what Heirloom is, I guess you could say it was Kevin, Nikki, and myself.
So we started writing songs. I started making posts looking for vocalists. Nolan had replied to one.
And then we kind of siphoned through a bunch of vocalists until we ended up on Nolan.
So we brought him in to just kind of feel it out. We were like, hey, here's the song we got. I already have lyrics for it. You know, let's just roll it. And he just crushed it. So from there, it was just like, okay, cool. So this is our guy.
I always grew up doing like theater and stuff. I played in a couple of bands like in high school whenever I was like 15 or 16, and I was really, really bad at vocals. I actually got kicked out of my first band because I was like not good. So I guess I used that to go get good. What led to Heirloom is Kevin, Nikki, and Austin all had been playing music since high school, and then I didn't know any of them until I showed up to practice. I never met any of them in person until I showed up to practice with them, and then yeah, we just kept practicing and writing and went through, you know, a lot of ups and downs with playing different shows and playing in Raleigh, outside of the state, and then now we're trying to, you know, expand obviously to become a national touring act, if you will. Summer of 2021, before the full EP had come out, I was up late one night and I was just like, fuck it, dude, I have, you know, this EP, and then I know how to spell words right, so I'm gonna send a few emails to some like big time producers, and Howard Benson was one of those on that list, and he's also one of the only ones that actually replied. But then eventually we kept having calls with him, and then Neil Sanderson from Judge and Jury and 3 Days Grace, who also works with him together, where just literally one thing led to another, and I'm here again. So we went and recorded in 2022, we recorded 5 songs, and then they liked how it went. We released 3 of those songs already, and then now we're back recording other 5, so it'll be a 10-song full-length album.
We signed Heirloom about a year ago. Neil and I really like their music and just like the way they look and their attitude, their working. We really just like the way they presented themselves, especially the singer. You know, Nolan just does not look like your typical metal singer. And Nikki's definitely her own thing, you know, so there's not a lot of bands with a combination of these people in it. So sometimes that's really what it is, like from the marketing point of view. From the music point of view, I just like the way Nolan sings. He can sing a big chorus. And so we, you know, wrote a few things, him and Neil in the beginning, that really worked out well.
Heirloom signed a deal with Judge and Jury Records, and this is on Judge and Jury's record label, which is Neil Sanderson from 3 Days Grace and Howard Benson, their label. And so we did 5 songs to begin with. I think it was like a test, and obviously they're a great band, and so we're back here again doing another 5, and these 5 songs it's been so much fun to work on, just such great music, great players, and they've evolved since the last time, and the songs are even so much better. I think that when it goes out live and people hear this, they're really going to be surprised at what they get.
Yeah, working with Heirloom has been a great experience. Everybody's prepared.
They know their task, everybody has their own duty, and all around they're just fun people to hang out with. I like that, you know, they all joke around with each other and everybody feels like a family. You can tell they're not fighting each other on every little thing, and they're in it to win it.
I see the hard work they put in and the commitment, and also the band, how well they get along together, I think, so that they're really strong, you know, strong together, which is very important. And each member brings their own thing to the table, so that's what makes them really unique too.
I'm so happy with that. Sorry, never done this before. We are recording our album at West Valley Recording Studios. That's it. It's a door ring. California. I do vocals for the band, and right now our guitar player Kevin and our bass player Austin are recording strings. Dun dun dun. Yeah, I can't do it. But yeah, it's gonna sound really good. Sounding really loud. Recording with Mike Plotnikoff, Brandt. That's his whole name, just Brandt. It's gonna sound really good. We're gonna do vocals probably later this week with Howie Mandel. Not Howard Benson. I fired him from the project, sorry. I fear what mine will be! Something like that. Like, that's what I'm thinking of for that timing, at least. Yeah, because it's enough little bounce back, I feel.
That's the part, right? Okay, so just sing that really as hard as you can, okay?
We are in Calabasas, California, right outside of Los Angeles. We're recording Heirloom's first full-length album with Howard Benson. And Howard Benson's recorded all the music that we fucking grew up listening to. So it's a really big full circle moment, and we're really excited. I've totally not had a panic attack every day. But no, it's really cool. It's just, yeah, it's, you know, I don't know what to think about it a lot of half the time, and like when you're in the middle of it, but it's a really cool full circle experience.
We have been tracking 5 new songs. They are planning to release a full-length album with Howard, and it has been quite regal, to say the least, I will say. There was a lot of creativity put into this album, and everybody has come prepared. I think the nerves have definitely dialed down a lot this time around. Everybody was very comfortable. I myself was more comfortable this time around, just creating, capturing all these unique moments, and I just can't wait to share those too.
Right now we are working on our first full-length album. We are at West Valley Studios working with Mike Plotnikoff. Watching him work is actually fantastic. I really enjoy watching a master at their craft just like be in their element. Like he just knows, like there's no like, oh, where is this or where is that? He just knows exactly what he wants in the like every moment. I really enjoy challenging myself. I really enjoy watching other drummers and like other musicians like in their element, like watching a master at their craft and just challenging myself to get to that point.
The process has been like super smooth. Every idea is heard out. I think I attribute part of that to, you know, us just growing a lot as musicians, so we're able to do our parts better, But I also think a large part of that is just the team they have here is just second to none. I know it's gonna come out really good. I don't have to like double check everything, and I really love that. You know, I'm able to just strictly be an artist when I'm here, and I love that.
It's been really, really smooth. In the past, I've had a lot of experiences where like I will feel very fatigued and winded by just the end of half a song or the end of one song, and then today we did 2 full songs on vocals, singing and screaming and harmonies and everything like that. So that's been really cool, and we also have our drummer Nikki is helping out with backing vocals on the record now, and our voices blend really well together. He seems to care much more about your actual, like the artist's actual like expression and everything, and your health and everything. It's just very, very accommodating.
The other side's so far off, but it's closer than I think. Something like that, maybe.
That's good. Sick. Metal, bro. The kind of stuff, like riffs and stuff I look for really comes down to, does it bounce and does it groove? What I'm really looking for is this like impactful, like sonically, does it like hit me, and does it bounce? If I can groove along to a riff and if I can hum it, that's how I know that that's the shit right there.
I think the general thing to expect from this record, as apart from Furthest Corners, is like songwriting has gotten better. It's gotten more, not necessarily like sellout or clean, but it's become more accessible. It's not straying from Heirloom. So like you might hear We Are Not the Same and you go like, okay, this has got, I can understand the riff right off the bat. I can understand the singing. Let me check out their other material. Oh, it's a little bit heavier, but it's not so different that I'm gonna be like, whoa, crazy.
I think anybody who listens to us can expect variety. I think that is the biggest thing, is that there's going to be a song for anybody on this record. There is, we go from octane rock and roll to blast beats, and I think that this record is going to hit a lot of different people in different ways, and I think that's beautiful, and I'm really excited for people to hear it.
Audiences can expect just really good metalcore, like really good modern sounding production, but like a lot of like classic kind of feel. So like if you're a fan of 2006 MySpace, but also a fan of like modern like Wage War and stuff, I think people really dig it either way. Fans young and old.
I think that there are going to be parts of songs that people love that have been around since the Furthest Corners, and there's going to be parts of the songs that people have never heard us do before. And I think that's going to be really exciting. I think there's going to be a palpable and visible growth, and I'm excited for that more than anything else.
All 4 of us have really matured as artists, and you can really hear it just in our songwriting and either simplifying or making other parts more complicated where it needs to be. But especially the actual mix quality. You can really hear it with these new songs because, we're at a very, very professional place to work on these songs. This specific type of music, like metalcore, it reaches a lot of people that deal with a lot of issues like across the board, and it's really nice to make music that helps that community specifically. We've all dealt with our own personal traumas, and it really hits a certain place in our hearts when we see someone like have like an emotional response to the music. It really feels like we're doing the right thing.
Like like me. I was looking for a way out. You held the past over my head.
Artists trying to make it more professional. I think a big thing is like abandon your ego. That's a huge thing from the beginning. Be open to people helping you write. Be open to working in a way that you're uncomfortable with. It's going to make the whole process way better if you want to do it right. You know, take some cuts. Maybe it'll be socially you're cutting it. Maybe it'll be like vices you're cutting. Maybe smoke a little less weed or drink less, or, you know, dedicate yourself to your craft if you want your craft to do well by you, I guess.
Always work with people who are better than you, not worse than you know? And I don't care if you hate them, it has nothing to do with it, you know? You can hate a surgeon, but if you get off that table alive, better surgeon than the one you like is friends with you and you die on the table, so you don't want that surgeon.
I think it's just all about practicing, loving what you're doing, and just go for it and not hold back. If that's what your dream is, just do it at all costs and make it happen. And I think that's what Heirloom does. I think they just wanted this to happen and they made it happen, and that's why they're here.
I would say for aspiring, you know, musicians or engineers, don't be afraid to put yourself out there. You have to just take that leap of faith. Just worked my way up from there, and that's when things started falling more into place for me, and I'm still building up. So it's just something that, you know, you can't be afraid to push yourself to your limits and go above and beyond.
Do it every day. Really, when you put in the work, it speaks for itself. That you can't just expect to get better without putting in the effort and putting in the work. You really got to put yourself out there. If you have something to show the world, you know, you have something to share, your vision, like what you see, and like what your art is, you know, just share it. The world needs more art, always.
If a band really wants to, like, take that next step, you know, beyond, be it their local studio or their local scene, it's just letting go of ego and like really hearing people out. I think shedding that and just letting go a little bit and allowing other people to come and help you is really where it's at. We would not be nearly the band we are without like Andrew Simmons or Chris Davis or, you know, these people that were very instrumental in making us either better musicians or better songwriters. So allowing outside help is okay.
You're gonna have to work harder than you ever have, and you're gonna have to play many roles. Just like figure out what your, you know, what your goal is, and just realize that obviously you can make it work. You know, like it's just like shoot your shot. Like you don't fucking know what's gonna happen. You know, don't limit yourself. You know, like everybody that's made it in some capacity has some crazy, you know, before they were there, like kind of story. So yeah, just don't limit yourself. Keep fucking working super hard, and just, you know, it may not feel like it in the moment, it might suck a lot, but one day you're gonna blink and then be like, oh, I'm in Calabasas, California, and I'm recording with the guy that recorded my favorite band when I was 12, you know. So it's a lot of crazy stuff that can go into that process.
I would say to artists that are trying to make the next step in their career that it's not going to be easy, but you can get anywhere you put your mind to. You have to be dedicated. Staying organized and just being disciplined with that will get you very far in any aspect, any career choice really. Finding the fun in it as well to keep you going, so it's not just work, work, work. Communication and teamwork is going to be key in that. So what you can expect from Heirloom, I mean, we're shooting for the stars. I mean, we don't know where we're gonna land, but we're trying to go as big as possible with everything we do.